Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS news for Thursday, May 18. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says budgetary reallocations are being done to address the significant damage created by torrential rains over the past few days.
We would not be able to immediately repair all the damages. It will take some time, but we will move as quickly as possible to do it. The NWA is doing the assessment now, and I'm certain that in a few days we will have the figures as to what that is.
Mr. Holness was speaking following a tour of severely affected communities in St. Catherine, St. Anne and Clarendon on Wednesday. While urging Jamaicans to exercise greater caution in choosing where to live, the Prime Minister said government would have to take action.
It is instructive that the areas which we have toured so far, what we have seen, are areas that are close to the riverbank. And greater effort should be taken to ensure that the rules are enforced as it relates to where people are allowed to live, and the government has to be far more proactive in ensuring that people do not settle in areas where we already know that they are at potential risk and vulnerable.
Mr. Holness cut short an investment-seeking trip to the Dominican Republic to return to the island Tuesday night after the latest torrential rains flooded many communities and damaged infrastructure island-wide. The Met Office has indicated that the weather conditions should improve going into the weekend. In the meantime, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security is gathering information to inform its assessment of the displacement caused by the heavy rains. Portfolio Minister Shahini Robinson says teams from her office have been dispatched to the most affected areas and have issued food and care packages as well as cash grants to assist in recovery efforts. Partnerships have also been struck with various agencies, including the National Water Commission and the Fire Brigade, to clear mud from houses and provide other interventions.
We have communities that are cut off. We have two in particular in Clarendon, Trout Hall Pass and Whitewood Hole, and those are totally inaccessible. So we have coordinated with OPM to airlift food supplies and care packages into those communities.
Minister Robinson was among the government officials who toured affected communities on Wednesday. The Ministry of Health has issued 2 alerts urging persons to take precautions to prevent cases of gastroenteritis and leptospirosis in light of the recent rainfall. Gastroenteritis is an infection caused by a bacteria or parasite in spoiled food, unclean water, or dirty hands. It causes irritation and inflammation of the stomach and intestines. Leptospirosis, meanwhile, is transmitted to humans from domestic animals such as dogs, cattle, pigs, and horses, as well as rodents. Persons are advised not to swim or wade in water which has resulted from flooding or eating foods that might have been contaminated with animal urine. Gastroenteritis symptoms, such as diarrhea and vomiting, should be treated with oral rehydration fluid. Those who display symptoms of leptospirosis should seek immediate medical attention, as this disease needs to be treated with antibiotics as soon as possible. In other news, the Attorney General's chambers will be reorganized and expanded with the creation of 3 additional Deputy Solicitor General posts, increasing the number to 5. This was disclosed by Attorney General Marlene Malahoo Forte during her contribution to the 2017-2018 sectoral debate in Parliament on Wednesday. She said each Deputy Solicitor General would head a specialist division and manage a number of the legal service units of the line ministries. Legal officers in those ministries and their departments and agencies will become part of the chambers, although they will continue to be physically located within the ministries.
The intention, Mr. Speaker, is to give the legal officers within the ministries the authority to address certain matters without the need for them to refer to the chambers as the head office. Standards and protocols will be put in place to ensure consistency and quality legal service.
Mrs. Malahoo Forte says the move will facilitate speedier turnover of legal matters within the chambers. It's part of government's policy to centralize the country's legal services, which will take place on a phased basis through the support of the Justice Undertaking for Social Transformation JUST program. And finally, the House of Representatives has passed the Political Parties Registration Regulations 2017. It provides a framework for the registration and deregistration of political parties and provides for accurate, up-to-date record-keeping on these organizations. The regulations were drafted by the Electoral Commission of Jamaica under the Representation of the People Act. Leader of Government Business in the lower house, Derek Smith, piloted the resolution. Asserting that political parties must meet international standards of accountability and transparency, he says they ought to be registered in the interest of democracy.
The registration of political parties would therefore function to make our democracy stronger and more modern. It is the desire of the Electoral Commission of Jamaica that all political parties that intend to contest the polls in parliamentary elections, parish council elections, and referenda to be registered with the Commission.
The regulations were welcomed by Leader of Opposition Business in the Lower House, Philip Paulwell. And in response to a query from him, Minister Smith indicated that the regulations governing political campaign financing should also be tabled in the House of Representatives shortly. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.